Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about the letting go paradox and how to attract them effortlessly. So one of the really cool things when you start to be able to gain more self-respect, when you're able to start gaining this ability to just let go of those people that are no longer showing you any interest. So that could be an ex, or it could be someone that's just lost interest in you as when you was dating them. Those people that have friend zoned you. So the really cool thing about being able to let go is that when you start doing that and you start gaining that self-respect, those people start coming back into your life, and also the people, new people start coming into your life. Now, of course, not everyone who is an ex, not everyone who is someone that's lost interest in you is going to come back, especially if they're too far gone. But when you start letting go and you start gaining this self-respect, essentially what happens is that those people that maybe do still have some feeling towards you start coming back. So the art of it is really being able to give people space. And that can be a tricky thing to do, especially if you're really, really into someone, because it can be the worst thing ever to hold back when you really want to be going green lights, going forward, really wanting them. So it's all about being able to restrain yourself and having that self-restraint and not letting your emotions override your logic and your common sense. Because when you do that, when you allow your emotions to rule over your head and your common sense, and you lose respect for yourself by begging, pleading, calling them up in the middle of the night when you're feeling lonely or when you're getting emotional. When you do that sort of thing, it often makes things 10 times worse, and you can even push those people out of your life who maybe still were interested in you but had backed off. You can push them all the way out of your life by doing things like that. So essentially what happens then is that the moment you start caring too much and you start getting those like really overriding emotions, that is when you tend to make mistakes, such as what I discussed as messaging them in the middle of the night, over pursuing. So when you care too much, you make mistakes. So you need to get to this place of beginning to care less. Now, it doesn't mean that you are cold or mean. It just means that you are now going to put a higher priority on other things that are important to you. Because when you put your highest priority as romance, dating, getting your ex back, love in general, romantic relationships in general, you do often tend to make mistakes because it's paramount. It's like the thing that you're going for most in life is the thing that is occupying most of the space in your brain. So you need to occupy your brain with other things that are important to you, because caring too much often comes from a place of insecurity. So when you are in the process of trying to stop doing these things, where you stop trying to become too emotional and trying to be in your building, trying to build that emotional self-restraint so you no longer do these things. When you're in that process, when you're in the process of doing that, you need to find ways how you can develop that, right? And one of the best ways that you can do that is to gain self-respect. And the way that you gain self-respect is actually quite easy, in the sense that it's quite an easy thing to know what to do, but it's very different taking action on it, if that makes sense. So the way that you do this then is you think of a goal that is really important to you. Perhaps you want to have a six-pack. Perhaps you want to start your own business. Perhaps you have always wanted to wake up early and go for a morning walk, but you always hit the snooze button. In order to gain self-respect, you need to start doing those things that you want to do, that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing. Because one of the ways that you can make yourself feel horrible about yourself and make you become insecure, and turn you into the kind of person who becomes desperate and needy, is by ignoring the things that you know you should be doing. And it's kind of weird because it's got nothing to do with love. It's got nothing to do with romance. It's got all to do with how you can change the chemistry basically in your brain and giving yourself more discipline and growing yourself in that way. That's the key to gaining self-respect and self-confidence, by doing the things that you know you should be doing. It's almost like having this personal integrity by lining up your actions with your words and lining your actions up with your own values and the things that you personally want to achieve and the things that you want to do. Because when you hit the snooze button, or when you are saying you're going to do something in the day, you're going to be productive, but then you don't actually do those things, that is lowering your self-respect and lowering your self-esteem and how you view yourself. And that is very, very poisonous. And it can infect all areas of your life, including your romantic life. So the art of letting go is really the art of letting go of those things, like the romance, the emotional side of your life, and grasping onto the things that you know you should be doing deep down in your heart, working on your deepest purpose, your mission in life, the things that you really want to do, the things that you really want to achieve, and leaning more into those things. And by doing so, you are naturally applying the no contact rule. You're naturally, if you're a guy watching this, being more in your masculine, which makes women more attracted to you. So the goal is to gain self-respect, because that's the only way you can let go anyway. Because if you don't have much respect for yourself, if you are insecure, then you are going to make many, many emotional mistakes. So the art of gaining self-respect is the main thing that you should be focusing on. So you gain the self-respect by doing the things that you know you should be doing. Now you can start off small. You can start off with just a small goal. Perhaps you're just going to do some weightlifting every day for a month. That's just one new discipline that you're going to implement for yourself. And maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do. It's something you've always wanted to try. So now you're just going to commit to this and do it. You're just going to commit to one small thing. Perhaps if that's not important to you, perhaps you've always wanted to be a writer. Perhaps you've always wanted to have a successful blog, or you've wanted to get into copywriting, something along those lines. Let's say that's one of your goals. Then you say, okay, you know what, to feel good about myself, to start getting myself good at this, I'm just going to write for 15 minutes a day for a month. I'm just going to start off with that. And what you can do is that you can get like your calendar. If you don't have a calendar, then I recommend that you get one that you can actually write on, not just one on your phone. And what you want to do is you want to put a mark every day that you do the thing that you need to do. So if it's writing, if it's exercise, you put a little mark on the calendar. And you're going to try and do this. You want to get the calendar full up. You want to get a whole month worth of these little marks on your calendar. So you might want to put a cross or something like that. Yeah. And then you can see, right? Because you might not, because, you know, when you first start out, you're probably going to miss a day or two here and there. So when you look back at the month, you're like, okay, so I did this, I did the thing that I wanted to do for, let's say, like 20 days during a 30-day period. So when the next month comes along, you're like, okay, I need to beat that goal. I need to beat the 20 that I did, the 20 days that I did it. And now I'm going to aim to try and do the full month. Always try and aim to do the full month. But maybe that month you do it 25 times. And you're like, okay, I'm getting better. I'm being more consistent. And these are the ways that you can gain self-respect and feel better about yourself, just by tackling and working on those things that are really important to you. And because you're focusing now on these goals that you have for yourself, or it's just one goal, that's now the main thing in your head. And therefore it's so much easier then to let go of these exes or these people that stopped being interested in you. And you're now focusing on other things. Yeah, and because you're now more focused, you're more disciplined, you're becoming less emotional about those things and more in tune with your emotions about other important things to you. So this art of letting go is really cool, because the moment you start letting go, the moment that you start really diving into the letting go process, you'll see that it is a paradox, and that the more you let go, the more you focus on other things and not romance, the more successful your romantic life actually becomes, and you start to attract new people into your life. Because what you'll find is, and it's really interesting, is that when you are single and you're really searching for someone, it seems that there's hardly anyone around and it's dead. But the moment you become busy, that's when you start getting more matches. It's one of those really strange things that just seems to happen in the universe. I can't explain it. It's just one of those things. But it's really cool to watch. So start focusing on other things. Get some goals for yourself so you can start gaining that self-respect. So you can stop being such an emotional weakling when it comes to romance. And, see it work for yourself, and you'll see the results, of gaining that self-respect and starting to feel good about yourself because you're actually following through on the things that you've always wanted to do. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.